who was the partner of Jimmy Blacksmith, and when he was removed from society because great-great-granny Ethel ran off with an Aboriginal man, which was against the constitution of their, belonging from where they come from. But they fell in love and he went missing, so then she met my grandfather Frank, who my grandfather Robert Joseph Golden Brown is a great descendant of Granny Ethel, who was Governor George Moore's cousin. So in saying all that, I've been to Ireland, I've danced in Scotland in the Isle of Skye. My name's McLeod, I carry that lineage as well. And I'm just trying to give a little quick breakdown on who I am so that when I talk, you'll understand why I talk in the mannerism that I do, because as far as I'm concerned, everyone in this room is equal. No one's greater than anyone else. We might have a little bit more education, but we're all the same, we're all one people. And I know for a fact, in the way that I see things, that everyone has got their great-great-grandparents sitting with them spiritually. And the reason why we're this is because I pay my respects to my great-great-grandmothers on the left-hand side, and because it's about women's business, and the heart's on the left, and women are the only ones that birth children. Us men, we just contributors, and we're going to look after the females, which is the boss of the land and the country. No matter who you are, where you come from, women are always in charge. Because the land's your mother, and if you look at every tree, it breastfeeds oxygen to every living thing. And I know that's all photography. I love photography myself. When you go for a walk in the bush, I know I'm supposed to do a walk, and I will, I'll get to that, but I just want to just add these few little things, is that when you look at something, always remember, this is what I do, is that what you're looking at is a part of who you are, no matter who you are or where you come from, because you close your eyes, you become that scenery and look at yourself standing there. And it's a beautiful feeling and a beautiful understanding. And then when you do that and you look at it, you get that overwhelming feeling of how beautiful that shot was. And then sometimes you say, oh, I'm going to get another one, but once you're encapsulated in that belonging of taking photography, you never get out of it because it's always implanted in your head. Each one of us carries the DNA of all our ancestors from first sunrise. No matter who you are, where you come from. They're always standing beside you, talking to you, and letting you know that where you are, you have a right to be there. No one can stop you from going anywhere. It's always good to pay respects, and that's why a good friend of mine, Catherine Peterson, Kate Nungwali, I call her, which means an Aboriginal spiritual word, where we set up an Aboriginal organisation to bring everyone together, walk barefoot on country, also to be a part of the World Yoga Association, and to make sure that everyone understands that we're just all one people. Makatang Najang, Marmarang Tomika Manawandirian, Kuminangala. Yamatan Yamatang, Andragedi, Jilabino, Tulaba. Jrumpinjinbah means crow medicine. I'll clean up all the negativity around the place to bring back the beauty of what's around and keep the equilibrium straight and in place. The languages that I spoke are a part of my mum's side and my dad's side, and I've got to speak that to pay the respect back to all these old grannies in the palm of your left hand. I always ask people, I say to them, you visualise what you see in the palm of your left hand. I ask for three things. And what I do, you don't mind?
No.
Your left hand?
No.
Everyone, what do you physically see there?
Bandage.
What are you looking at in your left hand? Three things. What's the first one you see? What are you looking at there? What can you see?
Just the skin.
Skin, that's one. What else can you see?
I see some blood vessels.
Blood vessels, skin, blood vessels, and one more.
just lines.
Lines, right. Now, from there, close your eyes, to there, visualise one thing that you see. Can you tell us the visualisation that you see?
I see the lines traversing across my hand.
Lines, great. Open your eyes. The left arm is where the fresh water comes down the mountain and meets the salt water. And at the tip of it, they call it Gully, bubbly water driven, which is language from top end up and down. And what it does, all these freshwater crustaceans hook up with the saltwater crustaceans, and they join and they travel around the world. The lines represent some lines. What's your name?
Kerry.
Of Kerry's belonging. Blood means the blood law, L-O-R-E, of her grandmother's grandmother's grandmothers on her father's side and her mother's side with her brothers and her sisters. These numbers all mean something, and when you look at it, there's a story in every single number. And the reason why I explain these things is so that people have a better understanding. I feel terrible standing up here because I'm an elder in one sense to all my children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, where there's 104 of them, probably one got there. And but I know there's a lot of people in this room that are older than me who are elders, so I respect that very dearly. But this story is very validating because when you had your eyes closed, it's like taking that photo, and the same principle applies when, it's beautiful. But that's exactly what's in there. Everything that you see is so beautiful because you carry that language of the respect of your great grannies that walk with you. You were, you are, you always will be Kerry. You always will be, always were, and always are Kerry. And it's the number 3 that goes in synchronicity, which gives you 8, or visualisation, back to the camera again. And then at the same time, when you look at that, there's 5, there's 4, there's 1, there's 2. We haven't got 7 yet. What do you represent 7 means? Well, it's Tasmania, Victoria, South Australia, WA, Northern Territory, Queensland, New South Wales. When you join them all into the middle of the Uluru, Ayers Rock, Aboriginal people, I lived up there for 10 years, right? And that number 10 is in every artwork around the world. And what the 7 represents is that there's 3 circles that join all the Aboriginal groups, First Nations people or different community cultural groups that join, and in the middle there's a triangle. In the middle of 3 circles there's a triangle. And in quantum physics, the triangle stands on a square, which gives you that number, 7. So when we look at all this, we're looking at science, quantum physics, culture, how it's all joined, and it's all got the one meaning about belonging. Everyone belongs. No one's left out of the equation. We're all one people. Spiritually, you will, like you get smacked, you breathe out, you cry, you see a bright light. When on your passing back to your birthing law, you get smacked, breathe out, see a bright light, and you go back to the dream time where you already came from, where your name was given to you before you were born. It's a beautiful thing because what it does gives you a different understanding and perspective of where you are. I'm going to stay for a little while because I like to have a yarn with people, and I don't know what Catherine's doing, but we're coming our own different paths. So. But if you're right, I'll have a little listen and have a look at some of the tutorials that you have, and because I love my wife's an artist, does a lot of art. That's one of a paintbrush over there. Oh, honestly.
That's a great way.
And I stick it on stick, tie it around with some bush glue and make it all stick together. I know I'm taking a long time, I'm going to stop. this was not coming before to do the work for the kids in the uni, I mean the young people in the uni. Yeah, so,
You're very welcome to stay. And,
thank you.
yeah,
Only
thank
for
you
5
so
minutes,
much.
mate.
Yeah, then that is
Number 5, so.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll kick on with
Right.
the next part.
So I'll close off. Anybody wants to know anything can just ask me. I'll try and explain it in the best way I can of what I know and how I see it, and I'll present it back to you. But once again, thank you very much for having me here to let me come into Welcome On country. This land here is claimed by 7 different local groups, and I keep telling them, they always say, Uncle Paul, this is our country, and I say, oh, well, that's good. And then they look at me and they say, we mean it in a nice manner. I said, yeah, it's fine. But I always say to them, you can't own your mother. Your mother birthed you, so your mother owns you. You come from the land there, you shall return. So once again, Mapatan Najang means blessing through the language of the tree. Urugrang Najang Ngawa is the tree itself, which sends out all the connections through life and language and lines and everything else. And at the same time, when you look at that and you're speaking in language, the old people always talk to me, and I get inside visions to share this story, share that story, share that story. So that's why I did what I never even planned this. I was just going to do a quick 3-minute walk and another bit, but Kate was ringing me saying, Paul, hurry up, we're late. I said, Aboriginal people don't have time. We call it one time. We're all here today with 10 years down the track. So thank you very much. I appreciate it, and
Well,
I'm going to
you.
see you for a little while, Mr. Yarn.
Absolutely.
Thank you.